Good evening, everyone. You're very welcome to our live show here this evening from snowy west of Ireland. I'm delighted to be joined here this evening by Zelisa Potter. So Zelisa is joining us all the way from New Jersey. So a few different time zones in between ourselves and Zelisa. So 8 p.m. here and 3 p.m. Zelisa's time. Zelisa, you're very welcome.
Hi. Yeah, we're snowing here too. We had a big snow yesterday.
Well, my children are absolutely delighted and absolutely so hoping that it sticks and that they can do something tomorrow with a bit of snow. So we're live on Facebook. We're also live on Twitter and we're live on YouTube at the same time. So it's fantastic. I didn't mention that. So I want to welcome, I see quite a few people are tuning in. So if you're tuning in, maybe you could just let us know where you're tuning in from and also what area of business that you're involved in. So Zelisa, you're an astrologist and a business coach. Do you want to tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So prior to me starting my business, I was a corporate executive in the area of human resources. And I've always been into the esoteric. So I've been trained in Kundalini yoga and a lot of different spiritual discipline. And I believe in the unseen. And so you could imagine this, before I became an astrologer, I've seen many astrologers, and I just decided, you know what, I'm going to learn the language myself because I could translate it into the corporate life, the business life. And I find that to be very helpful in helping my clients making decisions, and we could speak the same language.
Very good, very good, very good. And so just to let everyone know how I know Zelisa, so I spoke at an event last December was it California? It was California? I think it was. Yeah, it was
out of California. Yeah,
that's right. And then following that, Zelisa joined my social media academy. So Zelisa's been a member since December, last December. And so every month in my social media academy, we give up an opportunity to members to do a spotlight into my private Facebook group. So in January, Zelisa did this presentation, which is all about and I have to say, I just found it so fascinating. And I found that the advice that Zelisa gave me, I actually applied it and I found it so beneficial to my business. So Zelisa, how are you finding the Social Media Academy?
Oh, first of all, loving it. And I have been telling all my friends to join because there's just so much to learn. And I love the fact that Louise breaks it down. She really, in all the training, she teaches you down to the level where you could execute it yourself if you want to. So I really value that. And then I love the group coaching. I love the energy of the group where people coming in and share their experiences. So it's been great.
Fantastic, fantastic. So Zelisa, do you want to take over and start? Maybe would I share your presentation on the screen?
Yeah.
So don't be shy. Say hello and comment. And if you have any questions, I'll pick up those questions and I'll Zelisa will be able to see them as well. So
yeah. So I'm just kind of curious. So how many people here? Why do people join? If you could kind of make a quick comment. I'm just kind of curious why people joined the session. I hope I could see them, the comments.
Sometimes the comments are come in a little bit slower, so
Okay.
Keep an eye. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And I'm curious if anybody is here because you have your own business and you want to understand how the planetary energy could help you with your launch. I'm very curious what your business is and when are you planning your next launch. So if you could add that to the commentary, that would be great. So to help me frame this, and I have to figure out how technical I need to get, I would love to understand where everybody's knowledge of astrology is at. So if you consider yourself to be knowledgeable, type in pro so that I could get a feel for but if you're new to this, you haven't been exposed to astrology that much, type in C for curious, and that would help me frame the discussion. That would be fantastic. So I I don't know if I could see the comment. I'm not sure if I'm logging in correctly. Louise, is there any?
Yeah, I'm just checking. I'm just going to check on my phone because sometimes StreamYard brings them through and sometimes it doesn't. So if you're there, maybe just let us know, guys. It'd be lovely to get your comments because it'll just mean that Zelisa will be able to gear the presentation for who's tuning in. That's all. So I'm just, yeah, so I can see there, no comments. Okay, so maybe we have some. Oh, here we go. So Anne Leonard is here. Hi, Anne. So I'm just going to share this up here. I'm a holistic massage therapist, not launching anything, but really love learning about energy. Anne, you're so welcome. So you're very welcome here this evening. So again, so yeah, just let us know if what was it, Zelisa? If you consider yourself to be
Put in the word pro. Oh, yeah.
Pro.
Put in the word pro. And if you're new, just curious for C for curious. That'd be great.
Pro or C? So are you pro or C? Well, I am definitely not a pro. I'm definitely C.
Okay.
So I know that Zelisa gave me some great advice going back in January, which has actually made a huge difference to my business, a massive business. Hi, Magella. Magella says C.
Great.
Curious. Okay. And Leonard says C. Fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, and I would be exactly the same. So I would be curious more than a pro. But Zelisa, I was thinking of launching a big program. And after going through this presentation, and she was also just giving me advice, and she says, don't do it, Louise, it's absolutely the wrong time. And she gave me advice on what to do in my business. So she said, you know, just, and I don't want to go over the presentation, so I don't want to be giving away the secret, so I'll be quiet now.
Well, I definitely want you to share that because that result was phenomenal. So do you mind if we go to, before go to the next slide, the header. So have anybody heard of this concept called Mercury retrograde? If you could just type in a Y for yes or N for no, just so I could kind of know where you are at and how I should frame the explanation. Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely a no. Before I had met you, I had never heard of anything like this. So I was definitely a no, but I can tell you guys, this actually does mean something.
Okay.
So
Magella, thank you. Thank you for the feedback. Okay, so I'm going to just go very elementary with this, right? So if you think about, this is planet Mercury, and this is planet Earth. And the planets are traveling in the same direction. Can you guys see me? It's like the train analogy. It's traveling in the same direction. But at some point, Mercury is traveling a little bit slower. So when we're on planet Earth, it appeared that Mercury is moving backwards. Okay, so retrograde means backwards, right? Hi, Shelley. Yes, and we're in the midst of it right now. So what do you do during Mercury retrograde? So Mercury rules our mind. And so it is highly recommended when you're in Mercury retrograde, you want to avoid signing contracts or making any legal commitments because you might change your mind. And there usually could be some communication gaps, assumptions, miscommunications, also glitches with computers. And we experienced that last time when we had when one of your members did the membership spotlight in the midst of Mercury retrograde. I did mine in the shadow period, but they did it during the mist, and I think you guys couldn't
No, poor Maria. Like Maria B. Burke, you just know her from she used to be Inspiration, but now she's Maria B. Burke, and she was doing a spotlight last week, which was excellent. And it was just like we were in StreamYard getting ready to go live, and literally as I pressed the go live button, Maria just disappeared. So what happened is her computer just absolutely stopped working, and she had to try, nothing would it wouldn't even start up again. And of course I'm live on screen talking to myself, and I'm like, yeah, Maria was here and she's just going to be back in a minute. And I was like, come on, Maria, where are you? And she came, but like 5 minutes later she managed to get her computer up and running. So I was like, yeah, Mercury retrograde is definitely in action there. So why is this so powerful in our everyday lives? Shelley is asking.
Well, so I'll kind of explain. So you want to, use the planetary energy to kind of help you, to help you make it gives you an extra energy sometimes to move things forward. So during the Mercury retrograde, it is not really the best time to be launching anything brand new. And this is why when Louise was talking about she wanted to launch this mastery course, I recommended that she wait until Mercury retrograde, because usually when it's something brand new, the all the energy in the planetary energy is not surrounding it to kind of give it the boost to 100% and ensure success. And it is best to use that energy to go back to review, reevaluate, reassess things that you have done. And if you're trying to repeat a process, you trying to repeat something you've done before, you get much better results. So this is something I share with my clients, and I have seen enough testimonials where I had clients who did launch during Mercury retrograde, people who have sold membership, have a successful membership, shockingly, like create a brand new course, sold one. So it's people with success selling, sold one. I had a client who launched a brand new membership, zero members. And I've also had clients who launch where they have more returns and refunds than they like. And so it's not the end of the world if you do it like, if you launch during Mercury retrograde. But what I, try to encourage, especially for brand new entrepreneurs who haven't launched, like somebody like an Anne, that if it happens and you didn't know any better and you launched during Mercury retrograde, the success is not, what you're expecting. Don't give up. Don't give up. Trying to find a time where the energy is gonna work for you, right? Because sometimes during Mercury retrograde, it will feel like you doing double the effort, and you're getting pushed back a little bit.
Yeah.
So Louise, you ended up using that time to do a project that you've been wanting to do forever. Can you just kind of share with us the result with that?
So yeah, I was thinking of launching, as you were saying, a new 90-day program, because I suppose I have all the ingredients there to do it. And I felt I was putting myself under a lot of pressure to try and figure out when I was going to fit it all in. And when you said to me, Louise, the time's not right, please don't launch a new program now. If I were you, I would wait until, the right time is right. And I was like, okay, actually, that felt right. And straight away I was like, yeah, I'm going to do that. And you said you should use the time to, review and revise. And so I did. And so there was so many things I wanted to do with my social media academy that I hadn't ever done. And so I took the time to review how it was set up, to improve the setup, to improve the messaging, and to improve the offer. And I ran a campaign in January, and I increased my membership by 40%. So, your advice was absolutely spot on. And it just felt right as well, because, I wasn't absolutely killing myself trying to move on to the next thing, that it was okay to just actually sit and improve on what I had. So hang on, a question here from Magella. How often does Mercury retrograde happen, and where do you find out when it is happening? Great question.
Oh yeah, we're going to get to that. So yeah, so by the way, the reason and part of the reason why it felt right for Louise is she has a sun in Pisces. So usually people who have sun in Pisces are fairly intuitive. So she may knew intuitively something is not 100% gelling, but she didn't know how to articulate it. So good for her for listening to her own intuition when, something wasn't feeling right. And then it ended up 40% increase. It's phenomenal in a month, like for any kind of business. So that's tremendous.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Yeah, and and as you said, like, it's not that if you launch that it mightn't be a disaster, but as you said before, sometimes if you do something at the wrong time, and especially if you're working for yourself, it can chip away a little bit at your enthusiasm and at your confidence. And working for yourself is hard enough without having so if you can kind of use the energy around you, I think, to make decisions at better times, why not?
Absolutely. So Magella, here we're going to give you the dates. So so usually Mercury retrograde comes 3 times a year. And these are the time period, and you should screenshot this. You could Google this. So what I'm sharing with you is stuff that you could use going forward. And what is a little bit challenging at times is to find out what the pre-shadow period and post-shadow period. So what that is if you think about it, right before the actual moment that Mercury slows down and appears to move backward, there's already the energy, usually about a week before, where you start to feeling a little bit of effect of Mercury retrograde. So as every day gets closer to the period where Mercury actually starts to move backwards, the energy will feel stronger. Just like the post-shadow period, every day, in this example, moving towards March 14th, the energy will be, it would dissipate, So I had, and then during the Mercury retrograde, here's an interesting thing, something from the past. This week, I had my membership meeting, and all the stories were about things from the past coming to visit. Exes, ex-lovers, boyfriends, or situations at work, like they thought it was like long gone. They all kind of appeared during Mercury retrograde, like revisiting. And so I personally had that happen to me as well. So it's kind of interesting. So last year, 2020, we know it was such a doozy of a year, right? We had 4 Mercury retrogrades, which is very unusual. This year we had 3, thank God. And last year, all the Mercury retrogrades were what we call in fixed signs. And so usually when it's in fixed signs, it's also a little bit more impactful. You can feel it a little bit more. Thank goodness this year, all the Mercury retrogrades are in air sign. So Aquarius, Gemini, there. So it's a little bit less punchy, hopefully. But I still recommend, if you know this, you have this knowledge now, work around it. If you can, plan your launch around it.
Okay, so the 15th of March is like go, go, go.
Yes. So I have 3 clients launching March 15th.
Okay.
Yeah, because they launched last year during Mercury retrograde, and the results were not what they wanted. So now they're paying attention, and they plan their launch around this.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
So the other thing I wanted to share with you as a bonus is another planetary retrograde that usually have some impact on people. And the next slide, if you don't mind, is the Venus retrograde. And so Venus retrograde is usually what we recommend you do is you don't do anything related to aesthetics that you might change your mind, or it will cause you to, it will be difficult to repair. So for example, don't cut your hair really short, get a trim only. Don't have plastic surgery, don't remodel your house. You tend to regret. And one of my favorite story, it was a friend of mine who I've shared this tip with. And, again, sometimes when people don't believe in astrology, it's okay. They kind of pay attention, but they don't. So one day she sent me a picture of a neon greenhouse, literally a neon greenhouse. And I was like, what happened? And she said, is this what you meant by not doing aesthetic changes to your home, remodeling your home during Venus retrograde? And I was like, wait, what happened? Did you not test patch, paint a little section first and see what happened? She's like, we did, but it did not look that green when we did it. But when the whole house was done, it was neon green. So she wanted to rush and repaint it again. But I was like, we have last year between June and end of November, we had 6 planets retrograding at different times, 6 planets. So I told her, wait a second, let's just wait. You might as well just wait until there's no planetary energy retrograding and just go for it, when you could see things clearly, when you could think clearly. So she's holding off until spring.
And that makes me think, when you looked at 2020 in terms of the planetary movements and in terms of all the exceptions that there were, if like in 2019, if you had looked at what was coming, would you have predicted that there was going to be a major event globally that was going to impact practically everyone?
Yeah, actually, a lot of astrologers knew 2020 was going to be a crazy year. There was a planetary conjunction called Pluto-Saturn conjunction that happened January 12th. That it hasn't happened for 400 years. And if you look back in history, the one other time, two other times where it happened, we had the Spanish flu one time, and so there were other illnesses. Now people cannot exactly predict how the virus was going to be like, but I knew things were going to change, and the shadow period for that planetary conjunction between Pluto and Saturn happened actually starting in October, and it was one of the reasons why, given my corporate career, I was fairly successful, but I knew if this was the year to take a chance, 2020 was the year to take a chance on breaking free, because there was not going to be business as usual in corporate. And what we know is to be stable may not be stable. So I took the chance and did that. But there was also other things in my chart that I could see was coming. As far as 2021 is concerned, we have just entered into the Aquarian age. So we were in the Piscean age. And that's significant because Aquarius is about out of box thinking. It's about healing. So if you're in the healing business, like Anne, holistic massage therapy, this is the right business to be in. It's all about healing and helping people who are in the business of impacting others and making the collective better will see better results. We're right now in middle of February having this crazy 5 planets going through the sign of Aquarius. 5. The last time this happened was like also hundreds of years ago. All right. So what that is, and it's funny, in the last 2 weeks, I have brand new clients coming out of nowhere. They all asking for reading, and they all have all these planets transiting in their chart, in a significant part of their chart. So they're feeling they're feeling something, right? But they couldn't put it into words, and they're just asking for help to articulate how they could concentrate their energy. So what I would say is, if you're feeling restless, that there's something to it with the planetary energy, and you use the time to kind of reflect, and let the intuition come to you. If you, it also, there's some dependency on your own personal sign, but there are different remedies to kind of help you, relax and leverage the energy. But all I would say is, if I had to give you a tip, this year is about pivot. So if something is not going your way, or you feel like something is not exactly how you plan it, don't resist it. It could be the universe is giving you hints and ideas to help you get onto an even better path.
Now, I'm going to ask you another question, Zelisa,
Yeah.
and this might be unfair, but you might be able to tell us. So if you're looking at 2021 at an overview with all the way the planets are moving and all of that, is this going to be a better year? And the next question after that is, when do we go back to normal?
Well, so I've been telling my clients, there's no normal. This is the new normal. Yes. But you know what? With the changes, there's so many new opportunities. So many new opportunities. And this is one of the things that I tell a lot of my clients who are starting business, and they want to do a lot of, sell directly to large corporations, right? Because of my background, my network is a lot of people coming from corporate. I tell them, learn how to sell, learn how to market. This is part of the reason why I joined your academy, Louise, because that people who are okay with interacting directly with the consumer will fare better, in my opinion, because the sale with the corporations it's just another layer of bureaucracy. And take advantage of this energy, before 2020, that may not be the case, right? You have the small business owners, and then you got a big corporation. Now it's a new playing field.
Okay. So 2021 isn't going to be as crazy, she asks, hopefully.
Well, it's going to be different. So I would say, of course, a lot of it is depending on your, on your personal sign, but in general, it's a preparation year.
Okay.
2022 is going to be much better.
Okay.
So spend the time to lay the foundation. We have some, other planetary movement that are a little chaotic, like last year, but you just have to ride the wave. Just ride the wave and plant the seed, and you'll reap the rewards in 2022.
Yeah, we're cranking up demand all the time. So there's some sectors I know like where the demand is just it's still there. It's just the demand is just there's a bottle, a top on the bottle, and when eventually it's opened up again,
Okay.
there'll be bumper years.
Yeah.
So you're right,
Absolutely.
to take the opportunity now, if you're closed or if you're not as busy, to educate yourself, to upgrade your skills, to plan, to get yourself ready, because
Yep.
I think that with this cranked up demand, there's also going to be need for innovation.
Yes.
Because there's going to be, like, I'm just even thinking of one example, like the wedding market. There's going to be so much demand. So many couples are going to want to get married. That there's going to be people getting married on a Monday morning and people getting married on a Tuesday at lunchtime, and they're going to want to have different sets of wants and needs than somebody who's having the traditional wedding on a Saturday. So I think there's absolutely room there for people to be innovative. And to plan now, for that. So, but anyhow, avoid remodeling your home or office from the 19th of November till the 18th of December. That's this year, is it?
Yeah, yes. And it's so funny because I was actually, I've launched different businesses before. And prior to this, I've spent so much time trying to get the right logo, right font color, and all that stuff. And I knew this time around, it's like, let me not focus on those things. Let me just try to focus on create the offering that people will need and, service people. And so I was actually going to rebrand later in the year before I did this chart, and then Louise, just taught her step 2 of her system, and one of the key things that she emphasizes, you got to get your branding consistent across all the social media platform, which I know it's a lot of work, right? In a way, so I decided to invest in rebranding right now. So then I don't have to go back to all the social media platform and redo it again. So when I saw the dates at the end of the year, it didn't align with what I originally thought about. I said, it's okay. I got new information. I'm going to use it and I'm going to get it right this time.
Always good to get it right from the start. Always good to get it right from the start. Do you want me to move on to the next slide?
Yeah. So thank you for all the people who come through, and we're going to have some time for Q&A. But if you're curious about anything that I share with you today, and you want to know how to apply to your own business, to yourself, I have designed a workshop. It's called AstroWorks. That is a 2-part group coaching workshop, and it is going to change your life. I have people who came to it that tell me, now they could kind of explain, put into words why they behave the way they do. And that is really critical. If you're an entrepreneur, work with your strength, right? And if there are any weaknesses, learn how to compensate that by hiring the right people. So I'm actually offering this workshop next week on Sunday. And I only have a few spots left. I like to keep this intimate. So because of this special occasion, we have a special coupon code that is good until end of day today. So it's 10% off. It's already a discounted rate, but I'm giving another 10% for those of you who follow Louise. And you could also sign up for a private session as an add-on if you like to. That is going to give you a lot of information about how you could best use your natural strength to work to your advantage.
Fantastic. So this is a two-part grouping session, coaching session.
Yeah.
So, what happens? So in the two parts, you take what you take us. Can you let people know
Yes,
what they can
sure.
expect?
So the first session, I go into a special component within astrology. So I am teaching you a little bit of astrology, but not scientific enough that it seems overwhelming. And from that, you're going to understand certain parts of your behavior. And it actually is going to help you understand and relate to the people in your life. And then there is some assignment that I give you to do. And the following week, you report back because that's how powerful it is. You'll see the transformation immediately. And everybody who's gone through it have said that to me. And then part two, then I go into some of the more high level, like your sun sign, rising sign, and your moon sign. So you could understand sort of like more about your personality and how you work, but it's not, deep dive like a private session would, but you're still going to get a lot about yourself. And I designed this to be a group coaching because I have learned that other people learn from others. Yeah. So it is more effective that way.
Fantastic. So, and then it's this code is valid until today. What time today? Next we've already gone past 5 p.m. today.
Oh yeah,
I think
yeah. I guess let me see if I could change it into tomorrow. But I had it set already in the system. It probably already expired. You're right.
I thought maybe you just got the time.
No, you're right.
No. So, because I get very confused with time zones and times and GMTs and ESTs and ETs and all that.
Yes.
So, yeah. So look, that's okay. If you're going to update the same code, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the code in the description of this post so people can just click on it rather than have to type it out. I'll share that link, and I've signed up, so I'm really looking forward to it. I'm always been interested, and all the information that you've given me, I found has worked already to my advantage. So, and it's over 2 Sundays as well, isn't that right?
Yeah.
So yes. So I mean, what else are we going to be doing on a Sunday afternoon? So
unfortunately, right now,
nothing. Yeah,
nothing with the lockdown. Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. So the 2 sessions are running on what dates are the 2 sessions again?
It's on the 21st and the 28th.
So the 21st of February and the 28th of February. Yeah. So and they're both is it 2 p.m. GMT?
It's going to be 7:30 GMT.
Okay, 7:30
in the evening. Yeah, okay, 2:30 for those in the United States.
That's right. Yes, that's right. Yeah. Sorry, I told you I get all confused.
No, it's okay. Me too.
So anyhow, so if we click through the link, all the details will be there, and it'll all be accurate for anyone. Has anybody any last questions? Anybody want to ask anything before we sign off this evening? Please feel free to put it in the comments. It does take a few seconds for that to come through to us here on StreamYard. But any last questions, just let us know there, and I'm sure Zelisa wouldn't mind answering them. So yeah, so we're still in Mercury retrograde, so I'm blaming that on everything. I was just saying I had a great time today. My broadband went down. I smashed the lights. I'm getting my office done up here, so I'm sitting here in the office all around me. It's just tidy from here back, and that's it. But it's a day or two's pain, and hopefully it'll be all done and dusted then. So I don't see any last questions or comments coming in there. So thank you so much to everyone for tuning in. Thanks, Magella, for your question, and thanks, Shelley. Lovely to see you there. Hi, thanks, Anne, and thanks everyone who has tuned in. I see the thumbs up coming there, and the love hearts are coming through again. So, Zelisa, thanks so much for your time.
Absolutely.
As ever, it's been a pleasure. And hang on till I just remove this so we can see you on the screen. Hang on till I'm over here. That's it. So yeah, it's been a pleasure as ever. And mind yourself there in New Jersey. I hope I hope we have a little bit of some more snow. I think even snowed under there. Were you?
Yeah. No, I'm getting my kids to shovel it. Hopefully that works.
My kids would be so jealous to hear that. Because we're on, as I said, the west coast of Ireland is just too much of the sea breeze. We just don't get very much snow here at all. It's too wild. So yeah, but look, stay safe, and I'm sure I'll see you soon again. Thank you so much, and mind yourself, and see you soon again. Thanks everyone for tuning
All
in.
right,
Take care.
thanks. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.